The 19th century was America's turning point, a time of expansion, struggle, invention, and hope. A century that transformed a young republic into a rising world power. Book 1. A Nation Expands, 1800-1830s. Visuals. Louisiana Purchase Map, Lewis and Clark Expedition. Covered wagons. In 1803, President Thomas Jefferson purchased Louisiana from France, doubling the size of the nation. Explorers like Lewis and Clark mapped the West, while pioneers crossed rivers and mountains, chasing the promise of new land. 2. Conflict with Native peoples. Visuals. Andrew Jackson portrait. Trail of Tears painting. Tecumseh and Sitting Bull. But this expansion came at a price. Native nations were forced from their ancestral lands. Under Andrew Jackson's Indian Removal Act, the Trail of Tears saw thousands perish as they were driven west. Leaders like Tecumseh and later Sitting Bull resisted, but the tide of settlers was relentless. 3. The Age of Reform and Abolition. Visuals. Frederick Douglass speaking. Harriet Tubman guiding enslaved people. Abolitionist meetings. At the same time, voices of reform rose. Abolitionists demanded the end of slavery. Frederick Douglass, once enslaved, became a voice for justice. Harriet Tubman risked her life again and again, guiding hundreds to freedom through the Underground Railroad. 4. Civil War. A Nation Divided, 1861-1865. Visuals. Civil War battlefields. Lincoln portrait. Emancipation Proclamation. In 1861, the United States split in two, Union against Confederacy. The Civil War became the bloodiest conflict in American history. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president, held the Union together and, with the Emancipation Proclamation, struck a fatal blow to slavery. 5. Reconstruction and Resistance, 1865-1877. Visuals. Freedmen voting. Clashes in the South. Ku Klux Klan intimidation. Ulysses S. Grant. After the war, the promise of freedom was tested. Reconstruction brought voting rights and opportunity for freed African Americans. But resistance was fierce. Violence, discrimination, and Jim Crow laws rose as the struggle for equality continued. 6. The Industrial Boom. Visuals. Railroads stretching across America. Factories, child labor, steel mills, Thomas Edison's light bulb. By the late 1800s, America was racing into the industrial age. Railroads connected coasts, steel built cities, and factories filled with workers powered new industries. Thomas Edison lit up the world with the electric bulb, and Alexander Graham Bell connected voices through the telephone. 7. Culture and Society. Visuals. Mark Twain writing, women's suffrage meetings, urban immigrants arriving at Ellis Island. Writers like Mark Twain captured the humor and struggles of everyday life. Women like Susan B. Anthony fought for suffrage. Immigrants poured in from Europe, passing under the gaze of the Statue of Liberty, seeking the same dream of freedom. 8. The Closing of the Century. Visuals. Statue of Liberty, New York skyline, bustling streets of 1890s America. By 1900, the United States had changed forever, from a fragile young nation to a vast industrialized power, a land of contradictions, progress and injustice, freedom and inequality. The 19th century shaped the America we know today.